So I don't have an intro again for the second
Come
week in a
on,
row.
man.
Dude, I've been
what the hell are you
moving.
doing?
I've been moving. But listen, you guys know I like to talk a lot, but we only have like 30 minutes with our special guest. So this is episode 65, I'm assuming.
Maybe.
And I am joined
it is.
by the
No one
illustrious co-host, Mr. Rod from Picking and Punching Cards, Cary from American Arbitrage Cards. I am Tim from Over the Years Sports, and our special guest, ladies and gentlemen, even though he's wearing a Red Sox hat, shout out to my Orioles. You know, I got to show love to the guest. My guy, your guy, everybody's guy, Nick, the Boston Card Hunter. Nick, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to the people really quick? Tell them a little bit about yourself, and then we'll get rocking and rolling since we're on a time crunch.
What's up, everybody? I'll make this peachy so nobody falls asleep. Basically, I'm Boston Card Hunter. I guess I'm like mostly watchdog, but I also just kind of bitch about things that I don't like in the hobby. I am a collector. I'm actually a hardcore TTM guy. If your audience doesn't know what that is, it's through the mail autographs. I built the 1986 Fleer set, base and sticker. They're all slabbed and autographed. Did the same thing with 69 Topps NBA. So I'm an autograph junkie, and watchdog too.
So that's actually the reason why I want you to have you on here. I mean, first off, the watchdog situation, we'll get to that here in a little bit. But I think, this podcast is built on the no bangers. Just to give you a little background. We, all three of us do sell and whatnot. We have our own platform called Dibdit Cards that we sell in there as well, which is an alternative to whatnot. But we were so tired of everyone screaming, yelling, "Oh, we got a banger when it's a freaking $2 card," and because they put in a one touch and they give you the one touch tax. So we called our podcast the No Bangers Sports Card Podcast because we're the anti whatnot guys that are just screaming, yelling, but we dig down the bargain boxes, find undervalued cards to flip online for profit.
Yeah,
so
our streams are kind of like a Starbucks. It's just mellow, smooth jazz. We just like to talk. We like to talk about really highbrow stuff. That's kind of our vibe.
But before we jump into whatnot, so I want to talk more about the autograph stuff because that's how I originally found your content. You were talking about that, and I think it's a great opportunity, especially for people that only have $100 or $200 a month to spend on cards, where they can really take advantage and actually make a big profit and really start building up. Nickels and dimes make dollars, and the whole purpose of our podcast is you nickel and dime it, and then you start buying your grails and start buying other cards along the way.
Yeah, I mean, so I'll give everybody some advice right now. You can probably get half the 86 Fleer set signed for free. Now, when I say free, I mean, you got to write a nice note and a stamp, and maybe you got to put $20 in the envelope or something like that. But like there's Hall of Famers like Robert Parrish, he'll sign every card within a few months. Maybe you want to sell it, maybe you don't, whatever, but just anything. I don't know. Like I just got the Upper Deck just released these, they re-released these Space Jam cards I'm holding up. Get like an animated voice actor to sign it or something and sell that for $200. Or I don't know. I got Tim Allen to sign a Buzz Lightyear card. I sold that for like $1,000. Like you can, and there's a lot of websites that do this. Just look it up. And if you don't, you can DM me on Instagram. I can tell you there's like 3 or 4, and it's everything from actors and actresses to NASCAR to F1 to whatever. It is a lost art. I did it in the 80s a lot with players, and it still works today because people look at like a handwritten note and they're like, wow. So you can add a lot of value real quick.
Rod used to ride his bike up the hill at Leahy College to
Lehigh University.
Lehigh University to get the Eagles autographs. So they were going to get pancakes during training camp.
I was up in Park City during the NBA Finals in Utah trying to get Jordan's auto, and of course he didn't. That might have been the weekend he got sick from the flu game and everything, but it was such an interesting thing. Everybody was like hiding. Dennis Rodman was playing pool in an open venue, basically with Eddie Vedder, but he wouldn't sign anybody. But I interrupted Steve Kerr at dinner, and I was 12, and he signed my autograph. And he didn't need to do that. He should have said no, but he was very cool. I appreciate it to this day.
So I used to ride my bike to Lehigh University, and then the Philadelphia Eagles used to do their training camp there, and I used to wait in front of the cafeteria in the mornings at like 7 o'clock in the morning. Me and my buddies would be the only people there, and we get them all to sign the autographs along the way. But that's how I started getting into autographs. But then I found in the back of the Beckett's back in the 90s, they had all the addresses for the teams. So I would start sending off self-addressed stamp envelopes and stuff like that to them. So can you walk the audience? Someone wants to get in to start sending off cards to get autographs. So walk them through the process, like how to prep your cards for it. What you got to do. Maybe the websites to kind of go to. Like
Sure. Let me do it.
Yeah.
So basically, there's a couple ways to do this. There's a free one. It's sportscardforum.com. Looking at it right now. There's a tab called TTM Manager. That is free. You can sign up. It's free. You pick a category, whether it's hockey or whatever, and it shows you like the success rate. There's just like Richard Petty or somebody like that signs like 99.9% of cards. And so the prep is regular envelope. Then you got a number 6 inside of it. You can just get these on Amazon or Staples or whatever. A note, obviously, handwritten preferably. The envelope back, you got to have the postage on that and make it easy and fill out your address and everything. And that's it. Sometimes they might have a fee that goes to charity or something like that. They'll say it on the website. For prep, man, I'm torn. Sometimes I'll send it in a card saver, like 1 or 2, sometimes 2, but 2 is harder to get it out. Problem is, sometimes they go so fast they'll sign the card saver. So honestly, dude, I will. I've been sending things like I'll just send the raw card sometimes. Nine times out of 10, I'll send the raw card like that. Now, if this is a player that I really need for my set and I'm cracking a PSA 9, I'll get those. It's like fiber, like plexi fiber things. I forget what they're called. I make like a sandwich out of it, and I'll do tape, and then I'll put arrows. And I'll put an elastic band around it, and I'll actually pay the $5 to ship the thing in like a manila envelope, and then like have it, a manila envelope back. The only problem is sometimes the postage expires, so that sucks. So you got to be really careful doing it that way. And then, so that's one website. Then sportsaddresslist.com, they update it every year. This guy sells it hard copy, $20, any sport, and you just go right through, pick a player, and shoot your shot. Some players may never sign. You might just get lucky, So that's how I'd recommend. And I'd recommend focusing too. Like you can get Garbage Pail Kids and get like Guy Fieri to sign one. That thing's worth $200. Like just other, like think about like weird little angles there too. And you may feel like, oh, that's not fair. They're signing it. Like sometimes they sign for cash and they don't care. Like if you give the player $20 and send them a few cards, they don't mind. And
do you ever ask for inscriptions? Like if it's something for like your PC?
All the time. Yeah. With 86 Fleer, I would like beg. I'd be like, please, can you inscribe this as, 3-time All-Star or Hall of Fame 1996 or something like that, or Showtime Lakers, if it's Byron Scott or something. So yeah.
Because I know I did a lot of like I have a lot of memorabilia. So like, I got the Terry McLaurin helmet over there. I have like Lou Holtz sideline jacket in the closet and Mike Tyson, all that stuff. And I know that like when I was doing a lot of memorabilia, people like inscriptions, like people go crazy for inscriptions. I mean, Pete Rose is like the king of inscriptions. I once had a Pete Rose baseball. I swear to God, it had like 15 inscriptions on it. And I wanted in like, I used to do these memorabilia breaks years ago, like before like Whatnot and all that stuff was a thing. And so like you'd see Kareem Abdul-Jabbar autographed baseball is one of the coolest things I've ever had.
Yeah.
Like on a minor league baseball, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar signed that. And I thought that was super cool. Like I like those sort of like weird things where like the athlete signs something that doesn't really have anything to do with it. I don't know. I think that sort of stuff is neat.
But the message here, an 86 Fleer set sold for $500,000 last year.
Yeah.
That's
and
crazy.
Like,
I don't know. I was probably into mine with grading and the Jordan and stuff for like 40 or 50 maybe. So I generated like $450,000 out of thin air just with like envelopes and blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah. You also did your was it 69 set, right?
Yeah, I just sold that at auction. So that sold for like $100,000 with buyer's premium. That was even cheaper. I probably did that for 20 or 30.
Wait, are those tall boys?
Yeah, the white tall boys.
I'm a sucker for tall boys.
Yeah, so I got the whole set except for like I had 2 cuts that were really pissing me off. That set just pissed me off and I wanted to get rid of it. Like 60, I think, or 53 or something like that. More than half of them are dead. And it's just like absolutely brutal getting like pop 1 cards for like a deceased guy.
Yeah.
It's just not fun. So I was over that set. And so I did that. And I am building the first edition Pokemon set in a PSA 9 and 10 right now. I'm like 3 away. So
wow, so you're a Celtics guy, I'm assuming, right?
I am.
I'm just going to assume that, throw that out there.
Yeah, you used to have season tickets. I used to go
Sam Jones?
I did. I mean, I don't know him, like we hang out, but
so Sam Jones was my substitute teacher in middle school. He was like a fully rotational guy. Like he would do like long-term subs. Coolest guy in the world. would hang out with you, like shoot a couple of hoops, like on an off time in between class and stuff like that. But like anytime I meet like a Celtics guy, right? Like I always got to bring up Sam Jones because the dude was legit one of the nicest people I've ever met and one of the most underrated players of all time.
Yeah,
Sam Jones was a baller.
Yeah, he's good. He's always around. He's always hanging around too, like the pre-games and stuff. He's there every now and then. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. I love the Celtics. I mean, Tatum and JB, my boys. I love them.
Awesome. Well, so before we move on, what was the longest return for a card? I got to ask. Like, are you talking a year, 2 years, 3 years?
3 years, and it was Fleury, the goalie, the Vegas goalie.
Marc-Andre,
Yeah, 3 years.
3 years, wow.
I was like, that thing was written off. I think I sent that. Yeah, that might have even been 5 years. And I just, like sometimes that happens with guys. They just kind of like move or whatever, and they see a few and they send it back. And God, I wish I had it here. I have some. Actually, I got a really cool one here. Seinfeld. So George Costanza signs for free. So I made a, I took a garbage pail out. It's an 8-8. I could probably sell. I mean, I think I'm going to keep this one just because it's awesome. But like, I could probably sell this for $500.
That's awesome, man. So if someone wanted to start now, what would you recommend they focus on? Because for me, I thought about getting back into it and start with the Fleer Provision sets from the 90s. I absolutely love those sets. And I thought, there's a lot of Hall of Famers in there. That might be a good route for me to go if I got to pay up for some stuff. But like for someone else out there, like what would you focus on or maybe stay away from?
I would stay away from sets that players are still playing because it's very hard to get players that are currently playing. Like you'll get maybe a few all-stars that'll sign stuff, but sending to the team just doesn't work like it used to. And then I would focus on sets with retired players for sure. But I wouldn't do like 2012 NBA Prism because that's not retired enough. They're still like overseas or like, transitioning. Some of them are still playing, from that set. So I'd also look at the years that matter. So obviously it gets harder the older you go, like 57 tops NBA, 61 Fleer is a real bitch, like 69 tops, 86. You think of the iconic years, right? So, if I was going to start today, I would join the 86 Fleer group on Facebook and I would get a raw set for like $1,000, decent condition, whatever. And I would just start. I mean, don't be slow with this. These players are old. We take for granted that Larry Bird signs every 3 months until, like Bill Walton. We lost Bill Walton last year. So always be in a rush. And I would pick something like 86 Fleer and I get as much as I can through the mail. And then the private signings too. Like if Isaiah Thomas is signing for $150, get him to sign something and put Bad Boys on it. That's good.
I had the sickest Isaiah Thomas, Dennis Rodman, 16x10 autographed by both of them. But my barber is a big Detroit fan, so like I hooked him up with a good deal on that. But that was a dope one. I wish
these Hall of Famers are signing. Get their autographs before they're not here anymore.
How many do you go to a lot of card shows?
Yeah, I mean, I used to go more. I got like a little health thing that kind of prevents me from going to a ton of crowded ones. But I actually went last week and ended up getting sick. It was awesome. But like I do go to the local ones here, like Shriners. I'm usually there. Flipping Card Show. I go to that one. I'm going to be at the TCG show they're doing at the Convention Center in Boston in May. So that'll be pretty awesome too. So yeah, I bounce around.
Did you ever go to the show at Fenway?
I did not. The one Chris Costa, the Card Vault one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, before the Card Vault one, there used to be a card show at Fenway within like the last 3 years, but I think it was before they launched Card Vault. I know they did one at TD Bank recently.
Yep.
Card
I've
Vault
been to that one. It's great. I mean, Chris does a great job. They're kind of like dominating the regional area, other than Shriners. Shriners is like that's the old school, 400 or 500 table. Show. It's like twice a year.
See, we need to hit that up because like that's what we do. Like the three of us, especially me and Cary, we go to card show one, maybe sometimes 2 card shows every weekend.
Yeah,
so it's like we're hardcore box diggers. So like we're always looking for traveling to go to shows and stuff like that. Like we do national and we're there Wednesday morning as soon as those doors open. We are first in line. And we were like, they're turning off the lights and they got to kick us out on Sunday, like by the end of the day. Like, it's just like card shows for me is like the foundation of the hobby, and like
those dollar boxes, that's where it's at, man. You want to make 50-60% margin or even 300% margin. You get a $2 card and sell it for 20, and you do that a bunch of times. You all of a sudden you got your first $1,000. Now you can.
My last card show was I did the Dylan Cruz. So I found a Dylan Cruz super short print, not the short print, but the super short print, top chrome refractor, image variation rookie, $2 sticker on it. Bought that for $2. Sold it the next day at the show for $200. So like
it's real. Nobody's got time. I got a closet full of crap, and I'm telling you, I got Shea Gilgeous stuff in there from 2020 that I have not looked at in 2 years. And it's sitting in that closet in a thing, and I don't have time. So like a lot of people do that, they don't have time to sort that stuff,
especially with the card shows. Yeah, especially with the card shows now, though, you have and this is when I get go jumping next is about how you really started policing the hobby, and a big part of that was started with like the repackers and whatnot and stuff.
Yeah,
and we're talking about the shows here with the repackers. So we had a debate the other week, if the repackers went away, do you think how would that impact like the dollar boxes, or how that impact the whole ecosystem of?
If the repackers went away like a light switch, it would be Armageddon. It would be 1929. Everything would crash. If it happened like a light switch, because people don't understand the liquidity that the single sellers like Debut Sports and others provide. I mean, they bitch about comps for 5-second auctions, and nobody has any idea what they're buying or what it ends up at, and they scream so you really can't think. But like, it all goes up to them, to the idiots that buy it for 2-3x comps, and that all trickles down, and you got people making, I know somebody making $200,000 a month in cash, just arbitrage and repacks right now. And so it's massive, the liquidity like it's bringing into the space, and the money that arena club's spending at Courtyard, and so on and so on. How sustainable is it? I'd say we got less than 24 months left on the repack train. That's my prediction.
Well, listen, I just want everybody to remember, I think it was like episode 39 when I told you guys that the repacks are dying slowly but surely. Nobody wanted to listen. You guys thought I was crazy.
Here's the thing. Although it would affect bargain boxers quite a bit, obviously. It would affect the whole market. I feel like we're the most insulated from it overall.
You're finding gold. You're finding gold on the ground. There's always going to be a market, no matter what happens with gold prices. If you find a gold nugget in the ground for free or for $1, it's going to work out. So like, you don't need to worry about the chaos, because like the price will be there if you're getting it for a bargain. It's like real estate. You make money on the buy, right?
There's always going to be an excess of stuff that people overlook, aren't interested, don't have time to go through. And as long as you're willing to arbitrage your time, right, and go through and do that digging, there's going to be a play there, I think, forever, as long as the card market's around, which it should be. So
I'll tell you an interesting thing they're doing. So I'm in Florida. I'm based out of Tampa here, and there was a local card show here, and I know the people there was a repacker that came to the show, and they were charging, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, let's just say they're charging $300 a table, right? But if you get 4 or more tables, they cut it down to like the $250 a table, so you get a 50% discount. So what this guy would do, he's a repacker. He went and bought 8 or 10 tables from the show. He subleased those tables to a bunch of other dealers. Now, these aren't dealers these are like either a weekend warrior that might show up, maybe do a couple shows a year, or not like hardcore dealers. Sublease them so he can be the first one at the show. And now those dealers felt obligated to give him a discount on those things. So that's what they're doing. So
Tony Soprano would be proud.
Yeah. So, but going back to your statement,
this is a protection fee.
Yes, protection fee, pretty much. Yeah. So going back to your statement, you just said that someone could, repackers that made $200,000 a weekend. What's stopping them from taking, renting out a hotel ballroom for $5,000, and then booking all the dealers in there and just getting in there early and just have a team of 2 or 3 guys and start cleaning out a ton of those dealers.
Nothing's stopping them, man.
Exactly.
Nothing's stopping them. PSA is trying to do this to you right now. They're trying to skip the whole card show ecosystem and just buy the shit back.
Yeah.
Like 100%. Buy it right back right away. We don't want these cards even having a chance to enter the ecosystem. We want them immediately on eBay or in the vault. It's so crazy. So
and here's the thing: is some of their offers are extremely fair.
Of course they are, because they're getting 110, 120%.
100%. That's what people don't understand. So that's a huge play for people, and that's why
if you want to clean out if you're a weekend warrior, somebody comes up to your table and says, I'm going to take this whole freaking thing for 80% comps right now in cash.
Yeah.
You're probably going to do it, especially if it's the first 5 minutes of the show.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can go home you don't have to worry about the wife being mad at you for being out all day. Like, you can just clean up shop.
That dude kicks it up the chain. They either direct to Arena Club for 100, 110, or they got a middleman that's 95, 100. Everybody's making money until there's a massive requirement for this to work, and that is that card price values need to continue to increase. If they don't, this fails. The system fails.
So
right now they are.
Okay, and a big portion of that is because and the reason why I wouldn't have it on here, you've been policing the internet a lot recently with the hobby and stuff like that. And recently you've had a bullseye on Whatnot because, and let me say, some of the videos you have been posting up, if you guys go check out his Instagram page, go check out his YouTube page, because some of the stuff you've been posting up is absolutely ridiculous. We're talking 12, 13-year-old kids doing stupid stuff on there. People drunk, people, driving, running shows. I mean, everything on there.
Yeah. What's the guy who's driving around and stealing from Targets and just ripping cards? Is that guy even a card guy?
I had a fun time with him this weekend. So sometimes I just pick a target, and it's I get a lot of DMs, and I wish I had time for everybody's thing, but I don't. And so this punk was some of this was attention, and it's okay. He bought the cards and he decided to be a punk and just cut him or whatever. Not cool, but they're your cards. You bought them. I've thrown base cards in the trash. We all have, right?
We all have, yeah.
Where I lost it was he was inside Target. He picked up the packs. He ripped them in the pet food section, bragged about doing it, dropped them behind the thing, and then left the stores. That's stealing. And so I blasted that. He tried to delete that. And now his TikTok is gone. So I feel good.
That's awesome. So recently, you've been posting a lot of stuff about Whatnot, man, and you've been talking about Whatnot's trying to sell off. There's been lawsuits, there's been arbitration against them now. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. Do you think is Whatnot going to be cleaned up? Because it reminds me a lot of eBay I started eBay in '99, and eBay was Wild West. There's a reason why they now charge you fees on shipping, because people would do $1 buy it now is with $50 shipping back in the day to avoid fees. And Whatnot reminds me a lot of that now. But
yeah,
what are your thoughts on Whatnot going forward here?
Depends on what happens. If they're sprinting to an IPO, which is what they're doing, I expect the road show to happen in the fall, and they're going to try to get this thing done by the holidays. Then no, their primary objective is growth right now. And so growth at the cost of quality is fine. That equation's fine for them right now, as long as somebody doesn't get murdered or raped or whatever. Hate to say it, but that's like Craigslist, right? Craigslist is still a place you can get murdered if you want to buy a couch. So Whatnot is probably going to become the Craigslist. Now, if there's an M&A event, if they don't IPO and they get instead acquired by somebody like a Walmart or an Amazon or who knows what, or GameStop, PSA, whatever, that's different, because now they may get merged into something with higher quality controls. But
yeah,
I went through their onboarding process a year ago, and it was pretty somewhat legit with an interview and stuff like that. And then now it's just, you got a pulse.
So imagine it's interesting you brought that up, because you're comparing a year ago to now, right?
Yeah.
So I was an early adapter. So I did onboarding 6 years ago, 7 years ago, right? So when I was
4.5, almost 5 years now.
Yeah. So
4 years, yeah.
That was a 6-month process, right? And and I was doing everything on there because we're everything sellers, right? So I was one of the first people to ever sell in the vintage clothing category, to the point where you could schedule a live and there would be nobody else live in that category at the same time.
Yeah, I did.
Then you did toys or
I did
games.
The third ever video game. They wanted me to do video games. I don't even really focus on video games. I did the third one on the side ever.
And so to see, for me, I saw the downfall happening. And there's been so many instances where Whatnot only wants to promote certain people, and then they'll have certain channels that have 5 channels under one roof, and all of those people are at the top of the page, and then they just open up the floodgates. And what happens with that is like when you do that, it's impossible to police it. They don't have the manpower on their staff to police everyday operations. And when you add that with, they're just looking at the long run of, cashing out maybe, or, just growing, like you said, as big as they can, as fast as they can. And when you try to do that, there's so much stuff that happens along the way that you kind of just brush under the rug. And it's like, it sucks because there are good people on the app, right? And I still sell on there. Obviously we have our own app, dibditcards.com, America's favorite place to buy and sell trading cards, allegedly. But, we still all sell on Whatnot. And it's just, it's a weird situation. And in my opinion, I don't see how it's gotten so bad. There's no way they can control it now. Like,
no, it's over. It's over. And their stance is, we are an open source platform. It is not our job to police or whatever. If I go to them directly, I get banned. So I just blast them. And then they make the changes or delete the people. And I don't know. I just pick like the worst. But it's too late. Like they're just in growth mode, and they're not going to. It's like YouTube in a way, except YouTube lets you watch all of the past videos, don't they?
Yes.
Whatnot shut that off for a reason last year.
Very true.
So, yeah, it's like they're going to be fine. Like everybody's going to make money. Like Logan Paul's a Series A investor. They got Greylock. They got a lot of the big boys. Everybody's going to make money. The problem is like, do they really care about the hobbies that are in there, like sneakers and the cards and the comics, or do they just care about the IPO? We already have our answer.
Yeah. So do you think they're going to go the IPO route, or do you think they're going to get bought out?
I think IPO. That's what I've heard through the grapevine. Okay. That's always, but either one is fine. It's a lot less work for an M&A event, but the IPO has the cachet, and it's probably what the early investors want, is my guess. So my prediction's IPO by end of year.
Okay.
So can I ask a couple of rapid fire questions before you just go?
Yeah.
What's your favorite part of the hobby?
My favorite part of the hobby is meeting people in person, and just talking about stuff. Like I don't even know the guy, and we just talk about like the triple auto, like the Bird Johnson, Dr. J auto, or something like that, and we find something cool in common about players, and we get down a conversation of whatever, and then we become friends over like something like that.
That's an awesome part when we're digging in a bargain box and somebody's like, I watch your videos on YouTube, and then you go into that conversation, and then they see that you're actually digging through a bargain box is pretty cool.
They're always going to find us where they think, in the box.
Yeah, exactly. What do you dislike the most about the hobby right now?
I don't like Grant from Backyard. He went on like a weird little speech, and don't get me started about him, but like, this whole thing, like cash is dead, invested in cards, like that's dangerous advice. I don't like it when there's a t-shirt that says, who needs a 401k? I've got sports cards. Like that is somebody thinking that they understand the financial circumstances of the person watching that. It's going to vary. If you're 17 or you're 87 or you're 47, you have different risk tolerances, different portfolios, different levels of income, and just different, like everything's different. So for you to say like, just buy cards, that's where it's at, like that's dangerous and it's not sustainable. People should never take advice from somebody like that. That's horrible, horrible, horrible advice.
And then for somebody who only sees, your talking head, short reel form content, and they think that that's all that Boston Card Hunter is, in this short period of time, it's obvious that you're a lot more than just that. Yeah. What would you tell somebody like that to just like let them know, like, hey, I'm not just
all right, so
this
like,
guy.
Last question.
Yeah, I don't like, like tooting the horn or whatever, but basically like Instagram is about attention. We're in an attention economy. And so if I want to make effective change, I need people's attention. And so therefore, yes, I need to get the click, and I'm pretty decent at it. If you want, like at 4:00 today, this is March 30th, I have an ex-PSA executive, the director of education. He's going to open the kimono on what training graders is like and how they really grade and all. That's a 1 hour interview where we talk about the business and things like that. So YouTube, my YouTube channel, Boston Card Hunter, is a place where you can get 10 minutes of thought behind something. It also has the shorts, but it has like the long form thinking about that. So that's, and then on X, I'll actually like respond.
I saw you getting back into that. You crossed over 1,000 recently.
I hate X, man.
Isn't it weird how the hobby niche is so different on each social media platform?
They are very different, man. Like Instagram's like a noisy middle school cafeteria. Yeah. YouTube is like calm, chill, like college class or something like that, and X is like, I don't know, somewhere in the middle. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, like that, I have a business background. Like I retired at 40, as an entrepreneur. I have an MBA, and I have done a lot of interesting things as a management consultant in the past, and so I feel like what I bring is unique to the hobby. I can be like 60 minutes for the hobby and like break things down, do cool interviews, stuff that like I'm never going to really talk about like, oh, what's the hottest rookie or something like that. But I will talk about the dynamics of business in our space, which is important.
I will tell you, my favorite video you've done is the one where you talk about how people complain about breakers, only breakers getting the hits, and the whole like conspiracy theory about that. Like, I thought that was like, whenever somebody tells me that, I'm like, go watch this video if you think that they're giving breakers the hits and stuff like that. I thought that was a very good breakdown. Yeah,
well,
it's
Nick,
not happening.
I know you have to get to a call here and heading off here. So any final words, anything you want to shout out, or where people can find you at?
No, I mean, I'm Boston Card Hunter everywhere. The YouTube channel's ripping. Come along for the fun. I'm pretty responsive in DMs. Be patient if you're sending me fraud or a scam. I can't. I'd make videos all day if I could, but I can't. But yeah, I'm just happy to have you, follow me. And I'm like everybody else. I just kind of want a better hobby. That's my
awesome, man.
That's my goal.
Awesome. Listen, we appreciate you taking time in your busy day to come on here, man.
Next time I need an hour because I talk a lot. Okay, Nick?
It's all good, dude. It's all good. I'm just so busy.
Yeah, you're good, man. Well, Nick, thank you so much for coming on, man.
Thank you, man.
I'll put a link to his thing, and this will drop in about 2 weeks. So
perfect.
Cool,
thanks, guys.
Right.
Thank you,
you
guys,
later,
man.
brother.
Take it easy.
Thanks, Nick. Appreciate you, man.
That was awesome, man.
So,
Definitely.
guys,
Yeah.
I'm in my new space.
Do you want to redo the intro? So
No.
things
like,
going on.
Listen, I have like a couple like on the editing floor, and I'm just like, I'm not there yet. I don't want to repeat another Sweet Caroline.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen, dude. We're on episode. What is it? 72.
65.
No one knows the number. Nobody knows. You two assume you know. I'm putting
the title every week. How do they not know?
I know. I'm just messing. I don't pay attention.
So
I'm not good at interview podcasts. If you guys didn't notice,
Yeah,
I don't.
listen,
you guys talk a lot. I just listen.
Bro,
We should do it one week where Cary interviews me and you.
Oh, dude. I don't know. I'm a riffer, dude. I'm a riffer, and I don't know if that was the best podcast. Like that was. I'm not. I tried to riff a little bit, but yeah, I want you guys to get the real juice out of that. And Nick had a lot of interesting.
Listen, I think it was
stories. Honestly,
I think it was interesting because for me, like, and I think us making content, like, we know this, right?
Yeah.
Like, people have this certain perspective of who you are based on your content, right? And I think we do a really good job of being ourselves and really, you know what I'm saying, like being authentic. And but still, people are like, "Oh, you guys are scumbags," and like
you kind of are a scumbag.
Well,
yeah,
no.
people see Tim and they're like, "I didn't think I'd ever see you outside of a 7-Eleven." You know what I mean? Yeah.
But I thought he was.
Looks like he has a participation trophy.
I thought he was really good, and I thought he was exactly what I thought he would be like, because I can tell like he has intentions and he's a smart guy and he knows what he's doing, but he also loves the hobby. Like, you have to have a certain level of love to send off autograph cards and envelopes to get autographs, right?
Do you guys have any good through the mail autograph stories?
I don't remember ever doing it because I used to go to the.
I did it when I was a kid a bit.
Did you really? I didn't know that. Yeah. So it's something I actually really want to get back into, because I think it's a great way to try to up your game, especially if you're on a small budget. Where I used to I had a whole list of when I was a kid, man. I would send to the teams and stuff like that, write down. The ones I used to hate when they used to stamp it instead of autographing it. So like I was sending Dan Marino, but he was so busy, so they just had someone had a stamp. He had like a fake Dan Marino stamp or something, which would look like the autograph. They would do those, or they would send you like
sorry, I'm busy, not getting to another Super Bowl this year. Can't sign it.
I'm doing an isotone glove commercial.
So like I'm gonna have a cameo in
that
this
would be
little picture,
awesome.
Ace Ventura. Just give me a
Can
sec.
we a Dan Marino autograph isotone gloves? Is that what they call them? Isotoners? They're isotoners, right?
Yeah, the
gloves from Ace Ventura.
Ooh, I don't know. That's a good question. Let's know in the comments down below if you know.
I would like there's weird things like that I would want autographed.
I don't care about Dan Marino's too big of a deal. I want something like an autographed Bonzi Wells like headband, or gosh, what's some other good ones? Like I want some of those high knee socks or whatever that Keith Van Horn wore. Wash them first. That would be sick. Or don't wash them. I don't care. Sign them.
Chris Sabo.
The goggles,
if you could
bro.
get Chris Sabo autographed goggles, bro?
Or a John Olerud like batting helmet that he wore.
The first base helmet.
The first base helmet.
So, Cary, you said you did a lot.
Tarleton State. It wouldn't be game used, but player worn. You were wearing it on the sideline, correct? Or did they just have you dressed like in street clothes?
How many?
I didn't go to Tarleton State, you idiot.
How many autographs have you guys signed outside of autographs for our agent, Kevin the Commonwealth Picker, on a bag?
On a bag or overall Hemi autographs?
I'm just saying, Kevin, we're always signing bags for Kevin, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But so, outside of that, how many autographs have you guys signed for people?
Over 1,000.
Well, you were a wrestler.
I did professional wrestling.
Yeah, he's a wrestler, so he's done more than us.
So every show I would go, dude, I made a killing stone. My 8x10s would cost me like 30 cents or something like that, and I would get $10 a pop, and just at every show I'd go to, and then
one of my life goals is just to have somebody ask for an autograph, and like I'm distracted, so I just start signing. I just sign their forehead and don't even notice. That's something I want on it. That's my bucket list.
I look extra crispy. I think I finally found like the perfect setting.
I need to get some sort of freaking webcam.
I sent it to
no matter what I do, my webcam never, because I don't have good lighting in here. So
first off, stop using a flip phone. That'd be your first step.
No, I'm not using a flip phone. It's
it's debatable, bro. It's debatable. It looks like a flip phone.
That's all right. It's all right. So I'm in 120p. That's all you need, because it would be too beautiful if I was in any better ratio.
So this podcast is coming out in how many weeks?
It's going to be in 2 weeks.
Okay, so what can we talk about right now that's going to be relevant in 2 weeks?
I don't know, but
wait, let's make up like something that's crazy. So what's something crazy? Oh my gosh, guys. Oh, is the football out yet? It's going to be April.
No.
Oh my gosh, did you see the new football that Topps made? That design. Ooh. I like how they put the logos on the cards, y'all.
This is what we're left to right
now.
No,
come on, we got it. Oh my gosh, the scandal. What? No.
It's actually
they didn't do that to that. What?
It's funny you actually say that. This is going to drop on April 11th, which is, I think, the Topps Chrome release day for football, to be completely honest.
Yeah. Happy Topps Chrome release day.
Football
Ain't
day.
Those cards.
Yeah.
We've actually seen some of the
Yeah, we've seen
cards,
some.
right?
They look just like the other ones. But
how about that Mark Sanchez butt fumble parallel? They gotta have that.
Go. All right, I'm gonna go back. You said you used to mail a lot of cards through the mail. So like, what are some of the players you got over the years, or did you have any good stories from that?
I'm trying to think how many I did, but I do have like one that I specifically remember. Me and my buddy were both. I was a huge Fab Five fan. I read Mitch Albom's Fab Five book when I was a kid, so I might have sent to all of them, but I know I sent to Jalen Rose. Me and my buddy, I wrote a letter saying like that I read the book and everything. I don't know what my buddy sent, but my buddy didn't get anything back, and I was able to hold this over his head for as a joke for years, because I got an autograph back from Jalen in his playing days. I think when he was on the Pacers back in that era, and I loved that. It was so cool. I mean, I was a guy that would go. I was a bit of a like in a different world, in a different time. If social media was around back then, I would have been the guy with getting autographs and lines. I would go in Utah. We had. And they still have, I think, a summer league at this point. But back in the day, there was the Rocky Mountain Review, which was the summer league in Utah. And we would go, me and my buddy, we would just we would ask. We were just kids. We're like, can we have your headband? Because it was the headband era. Like one time, my buddy got shoes from Ryan Robertson from Kansas. He was a guard for Kansas, played for Sacramento, and it was like a size and a half too big for my buddy, but he still wore them because they were like $150 shoes. And he's like, these are awesome. I got to wear them all the time.
I stole a tissue box.
I have a lot of fun stories like that.
I stole a tissue box from Michael Jordan once.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Bullets versus Bulls. I want to say it was at
what year? Is this Chris Webber or Jeff Malone era?
It might have been US Air Arena, the old place where the Bullets used to play. And my friend and I, my dad was king at this, right? My dad was a unique guy, okay? So, oh shoot. I gotta plug up my computer. So my dad was the type of dude, right, where he would take us to the game, right? Like, and it would be a giveaway. For some reason, it was always a giveaway when we went to the game with my dad.
He teamed it up perfectly.
Right?
He timed it up, right?
Bruh, he would be like, hey, just go to the front and just grab the box, right? So, like, me and my friends, we're like little kids. We're, like, walking back to the Metro from, like, Redskins Stadium with, like, 20 by 20 by 20 boxes full of posters or cups, whatever they were giving away that day. And my dad was just like, just go get the box and we'll take it with us.
Cary, do you see the irony right here? We had the Boston Card Hunter on this episode who was policing the internet, and then Tim tells a story about how he used to rob the Redskins Stadium.
If he watched his episode and he's still here, Nick, it's like this is a shorter opportunity.
Bro,
right there.
What's the statute of limitation? What's it been, 35 years?
What is wrong?
Then the best part is, like, back in the day, people used to get sloshed at games. I mean, they still do now, right? But more so during the game because it was a lot cheaper to drink during a game than it is now, right? Now people just are hammered before they even walk into the stadium. But we would, after the game was over and, like, everybody left their seats, we would just walk through the stadium, like, and pick up all the souvenir cups and all that. So, like, the people would always leave their stadium giveaways under their seat. So, like, we would just walk the stands and just pick up all the souvenir cups, whatever they were giving away that day.
Stadium, we've talked about this before. Like, stadium giveaways at any day could be a great, like, little arbitrage to do things that you can flip. I used to go to the Rookie League Dodgers Stadium in Ogden. I've talked about this before. I get the mini bobbleheads. It was $5 admission. I would take a picture before the game started with the field in the background, and they would be Dodgers players. So, like, at the time it was Bellinger and Corey Seager and like that. And I was selling them at first, I think that, within 20 minutes, 30 minutes for $90. And then I saw everybody else doing it. So I would price compete. And then I would go back and buy more tickets, $5 a pop, basically $5 a bobblehead. One day, I think I made like $400 or $500, maybe $600 in an hour and a half. And then we didn't even watch the whole game. I mean, it was kind of boring.
I did the same thing in Clearwater because the Clearwater Thrashers were there. I would go down there and they had like a Mike Schmidt bobblehead day one time. And so what people don't realize is, like, if you have a minor league stadium by you, one is great to get autographs. Two, it's great for giveaways because one is like $5 or $10,
especially if they're doing pro players.
Yes, and not to mention they limit those bobbleheads to anywhere from 500 to 1,000. So
they got the Tupac Baltimore Orioles bobblehead.
That's a whole other story because that's a huge one that's going to be at the main stadium. But the minor leagues is a play, man. If you guys have any minor league stadiums by you,
I'm by Bowie Bay Sox.
Are you?
I think they changed their name.
What have you ever thought about going there to get autographs and stuff like that?
I thought about it before. I was once at a hot dog eating contest on the field at a Bowie Bay Sox game.
Yeah, see, this is the perfect start to a sentence. That might have been the perfect sentence ever made. The most perfect sentence.
Okay, yeah,
I don't even need the story. That's the story.
They're not the Bowie Bay Sox anymore.
What are they?
They're the Chesapeake Bay Sox.
Okay. Oh. How far is that from you?
Well, from my new place, I don't know. It's not
okay. So is that AAA? Is it AA?
I should know this, and I feel really bad that I double A.
Double A.
So
Okay.
we have AAA on my side of Florida. up
No,
in
you have single
Jacksonville. In Jacksonville, we have
Oh,
AAA.
Jackson.
The Jumbo
AAA.
Shrimper Miami, and then we have the rookie. It's not even single A, is it? The Daytona Tortugas. I think
it's
that's
single A. It's
Yeah.
single A. So
We were
but
watching Dunno though, like Alfredo Dunno, who's a big time prospect.
Love him,
There's a
love
couple.
him.
There's a couple big guys that were there when we were. We went to a game this year.
So I lived in Tampa area, so we have the Yankees, and then I had the Phillies in Clearwater, and I get Lakeland, I have the Tigers, and it's also the rehab center for the Phillies and Yankees. So they send their big time players down here to get rehab, and then they'll play in the single A ball too during the game, stuff like that.
Yeah, they're 40. It's the stadium's 40 minutes away from where I live now.
Yeah,
it was like 20 minutes from my other house.
Cary, have you thought about going to the games to try to get autographs?
I'm 42. It's weird. I mean, like I
feel you. I feel you because listen,
I'll have
like
to have a
that.
skateboard, and I'll just like that meme. Hey, hello, fellow kids. I'm just getting out of a class, and I want to autograph. Yeah, no, I don't know.
Because like
I
know
feel
me,
weird about it,
right? Like there's nothing that I won't say or do like in public.
No shame in your game.
Right?
That's
yeah. I will say this. Like I much rather have experiences like we had at the National with Tim, where he went up and
cool.
like had a moment with the Cool Running guys, or we had a moment with Chevy Chase. Like I don't really care about autographs to ask for the auto. I'll buy an autograph and collect it or whatever, but I don't know. Part of me is like I want to be the one guy that like didn't ask for an autograph and like just treated somebody like a normal.
Like there
human
are
being for 5 minutes.
people, like you saw it a little bit when we were at National, right? But like Chantilly is in. They still haven't announced what they're doing with Chantilly, which is a crazy situation because normally the Chantilly show's in April. Anyways, there are people who that's what they do. They are autograph, like they go to every autograph signing at these big shows. I mean, I see I see these people. They come in with the wagons and they got like helmets and football like light boards and scoreboards and stadium chairs and all types of crazy stuff. I'm just like,
that is
and
true.
They wait in line for hours.
Yep.
And they get those few minutes, and it's just like I don't know, but I feel you because like there is part of me that like because I love prospecting so much, right? That like it is. I would love to be able to like get like those in-person prospect autos, right? And I know a lot of people who do that, who live in Arizona and live in Florida. But like I also like feel like the same way that Cary says is, and like that's weird for me because like like I'm a very outgoing guy. Like I will strike up a conversation with anybody and I'll do anything. I'll be on stage and millions of people, no problem. But I feel a little weird too, asking for an autograph because I feel like that's like the pastime of a kid more so than an adult, right? Like when I was a kid, I did it all the time.
I think if my intentions too were like purely like I want this for myself, I might do it. But like I'm a flipper, so like I would be pretty tempted to sell it and go through that. And maybe if it was like if Michael Jordan was sitting there and signing, and I had a card in I would go be embarrassed and get a free autograph if that was ever humanly possible, but it isn't.
My boy was at who introduced me to Kayla, who we had here on the podcast.
Yeah.
He went to the Spirit game the other night and got Trinity Rodman to sign a card for him.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he said she was super nice. Like after the game, like went and basically signed for everybody. Cool. And he's a like a sports junkie, like local guy. So like he like it, like you said, it was a little bit more pure intense and stuff like that. But even he told me, he was like, I don't know, like it felt a little weird because like, especially, and I think this is an interesting thing too with women's sports, right? Like, do women athletes feel more weird about signing autographs for grown men than they do little girls?
Did you see that mini graphs video? I think it was where he asked Kelsey Plum for an autograph.
Yeah, it was a very awkward moment.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like when I was a kid, I didn't care and I loved it. Now, it's definitely past for me where I feel the through the mail thing's different though, because there's not that interaction.
Yeah.
They could say no, and you don't get your card back. I kind of like the idea of like what he was saying. It was really clever with getting the George Costanza auto and a garbage pail kit. That's brilliant. That was like, okay, that's really clever as far as like a flip opportunity. So that really
I
perked
love
my
that
ears
one
up.
right there. Flippertunity.
So
Flippertunity.
when I was
Coin that
younger,
one, Cary.
Well,
I
it's
used to
on a
go to-
shirt.
I
Make
used to
a
go to a bunch
sticker
of-
for me, guys.
oh,
Shout out Neon
there we go,
Penguin.
the opportunity. I used to go to a bunch of like convention stuff that, but like I was going through my stuff the other day. Like, here's a King Kong Bundy WrestleMania card. This is actually the old Peachy card, which I couldn't believe that I actually had that signed as a kid. I didn't know that. But then I had like Bruce Barber Beefcake rookie card signed.
Dude.
This is cool though. This is from Eagles camp. Didn't know he was gonna be a Hall of Famer, but Brian Dawkins autographed Topps finest rookie.
Is
that-
he has a nice
Is that
auto
oversized card?
No, that's a regular size card.
No.
Why does it look so big? You got a fish lens on your camera right now?
No, I have it in a card saver right now to send off to get.
No, I'm talking about the
authenticated.
camera lens, not the
I know that, but dude, check this out. This is probably my
All
favorite.
your cards look like they're like oversized cards.
No,
right
it's
now.
it's because he has a comically small head.
Yes, I have one of those heads from like Beetlejuice, which is
Exactly.
like super strong.
Exactly.
Yeah, but dude, check this out. This is from a toy, Just Toys, 1997. It was one of those cut out on the back of the action figure.
Oh,
box. You
dope.
cut it off. And I actually worked at Lehigh University for the event stuff. And I walked out back and Stone Cold Steve Austin was just sitting there drinking literally
A
no
beer?
shirt on, pounding beers before the event. And I walked up to him. I was like, hey, dude, can I get this? Would you mind signing this for me? He quick signed it for me. So that's like, this is like my prized possession as a kid. And I would have sent it off to get.
I once ran into Dilated Peoples outside their tour bus once in 930 Club when I went to go piss around a corner. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, dude. That's a
Who?
Dilated Peoples.
I don't know who that
I
is.
don't know who they are.
Oh,
I'm
God.
not surprised you had to piss behind the club, though.
Underground hip hop legends. Dilated Peoples. It was one of the best shows I ever went to. Dilated Peoples, Talib Kweli. There was somebody else that was there too, but it was an awesome, awesome show. But like 930 Club is a famous music venue here in DC, so like you could see a lot of different acts. But I just remember like the line was so long and I was so zooted and I had to go piss, and so like I walked around the back alley and go piss, and then like I just turn the corner and Arbor Science is right there, just chilling outside the bus, and I'm like, "What's up?"
Did you just start like rapping some lyrics for him and then have them join in? Because that's what you would do. I mean, you would be on top of it. Get the moment.
So how familiar are you guys with Wu-Tang?
Pretty familiar.
Cream.
How
right?
many Wu-Tang members can you name?
ODB.
Riddler?
Okay.
Method Man.
Do you know who
three,
Inspector
maybe?
Deck is?
Yeah, Spectre Deck.
Okay,
Yep.
he had one of the I bomb atomically, Socrates' philosophies and hypotheses can't be, that whole verse, right?
Keep going.
So because you guys know I used to be a rapper, right?
Yeah.
So we did a show once.
What was your rap name?
My rap name was
Little-
Madcap. MADDCAP. But before that, I was known as the Vanilla Thriller. But that
I was
more
gonna
like-
go Little Cream Cheese. So this is good. I like yours better.
I mean, Don and Cary called me Cheddar.
Oh yeah, what was it? When we call you Cheddar? What?
Cheddar.
White cheddar?
Bob, but White Cheddar.
White Cheddar. Yeah.
Somebody came into one of my live streams the other day and said it's White Cheddar live, and is this the real White
dude.
Cheddar? I was like, oh my God, only certain people know about White Cheddar.
That's
was
a
from
deep cut.
the Ohio Lincoln Highway byway sale. But anyways, we were doing it. We did a show. We used to throw our own shows. So like I've been a hustler for a long time. So we used to do our own shows. And this is with Authentic and so we had Inspector Deck, like booked him as like a guest appearance.
That's
and
cool.
so like I literally have like, this is before like digital photos. Like I have a picture like a
Polaroid?
no, not Polaroid, but like a print, like a Kodak. Like, like I had to go take the camera to the store and have them develop
Get
it.
Inspector Deck to sign that. Put it in the Leaf product. That
And
Polaroid
so like
product they're doing.
we were like chilling, rapping, you know what I'm saying? Like freestyling in the stairway at the club and stuff like that. And then like literally like as we're leaving, he's like, yo, I'm gonna take your number, this and that. And like Inspector Deck is blowing up my phone, like wants to know where the after party at, where the girls at, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff. Inspector Deck is literally hitting me up. I'm like, bro, I'm like, like
I'm a white rapper, bro. I don't know any of this stuff.
I got you. I'll hook you up. And anyways, long story short, yeah, I have some moments with Inspector
Not
Deck.
surprising.
That's awesome, man. I saw them in concert last year or 2 years ago in Tampa when they're doing the farewell tour, which they just announced their new farewell tour. So
You
I once
know,
went-
they
I once
have
went to
Wu-Tang
a-
trading cards.
I know I want to
that.
get some. I
And
really-
they have a new Wu-Tang where it's all the kids of the original Wu-Tang members.
Yep.
They're all their kids have their own Wu-Tang 2026 version.
Yeah. So
It's dope.
let me ask you guys this. I mean, over the years, you guys met different celebrities. You got
shout out
autographs
Tim.
or stuff like that. What was the worst experience you had with any of them? Was there any like real bad
I got a
experiences?
few. I definitely.
Yeah.
have
Well,
a
I
few.
didn't want to have a good experience with this person, but I don't know how familiar you guys are with professional poker players, but I once almost got into a crazy brawl fight at the Borgata in Atlantic City with Phil Hellmuth.
Oh, really, Phil?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Legend,
Yeah.
man.
That was a wild experience. We had to be broken up by security. So that's probably the only real bad experience I've ever. I mean, I'm a good guy. I'm an easy guy to get along with. So.
Yeah, I can't imagine you getting that fired up to want to fight somebody. Honestly, I can't. So that's wild.
Yeah, that was a wild moment.
What about you, Cary?
Dude, I think I'll give you two stories. One was it was a similar result, but the way they handled it was totally different. And it's a good lesson just for people in general, how to interact with people. But we were at the Rocky Mountain Review, which I did for years. And George Gervin, the Iceman, was sitting in the crowd. I mean, he was in his 50s at this point, and I was 14. And people were not crowding him. He was sitting there chill. Maybe a couple older guys were saying hi to him. So I went up to him and I'm like, hey, George, I just wanted him to sign my program or my basketball, whatever I had with me. And he said, no, man, I'm here to see my son play, which was his son is G Gervin. And he wouldn't sign for a kid, which was, fine. It was just the vibe of it was just kind of no, go away kind of thing is what I remember it as. But then later on, it might've been the same year, Brian Russell, who is a superstar in Utah. He was the one that Michael Jordan, fouled to get that game-winning shot back in the finals back in the day, just viciously fouled Brian Russell allegedly. But he wouldn't sign either. But he was really cool with everybody. He's like, guys, I can't sign because, he was the cool guy in Utah at the time, young, cool guy. So he's like, I'll be signing all day. So he was giving everybody, he's dapping everybody up, giving everybody high fives and handshakes. He just wouldn't sign. So the vibe was totally different. He did the same result. Neither of them signed for anybody. But I remember that vividly, that he denied me. He was just a little bit rude about it. And I never, literally never forgot it. Another time I was in Vegas and George Foreman was eating. And I went up to him, interrupted his meal. And I said, hey, George, can I get an autograph? And he didn't look up. And I probably was very meek about it. And then I walked off and then I turned around and 15 seconds later, he looked up. I was already way out of the picture. So I didn't go back and try to get it.
He's rest in peace, George Foreman. But that
I know, man. That was pre
cool to
grill.
get
That was
a George Foreman grill autograph by George Foreman.
Well, I missed my chance for Muhammad Ali too, because I was in the Salt Lake Children's Choir, and he came and visit. We did a song for him for When We Were Kings when that came out in '96, and he actually, I didn't know he was going to do this. He came down to the dressing rooms and met with us and hung out with us and signed every autograph every kid put in front of him. And I was an autograph kid at that point, and I'm like, there's no way he's going to sign anything, so I didn't bother bringing anything.
Jeez.
So it was really.
You should have had him
stupid of
sign
me.
your choir robe and then got
I
it
know.
altered into a boxing robe.
Oh,
yeah,
or
dude.
cut out into a card.
Oh,
That would have
that's
been
true.
yeah.
That was awesome. You guys are
Hindsight's
thinking,
2020.
if we can get time travel figured out, that's going to be the first place I go. 96. I'll have to remember the song, and I'll have to see if I can still sing. I'm going to be a 42-year-old. It's going to be weird.
He's gonna
No,
go time travel, go back to, and then
No, I
forget
need a time
when
travel and then be the age I was at the time. You have to also then it. Yeah, I'll go after
you
an
can't have a
autograph.
beard in the children's choir.
Just hey guys. My
Cary,
voice is a
what
little
happened
deeper.
to you? I'm from
I
the
look-
future, but
I
don't
just-
freak out. I'm
I
just
look
here for
terrible.
Ali's autograph.
No,
I
did you see
smoke.
puberty
Imagine if I
guy?
smoked, I'd look even worse.
Jeez. Yeah, I started smoking cigarettes last night, and now we're gonna be a hip puberty overnight.
Everybody looks at me. He's like, "Did you start smoking after the show? Because you look
Dude.
terrible."
Oh man.
I don't think I ever told you guys the story. Do you guys know who Bryant Knobs is? Do you guys ever hear a tag team called the Nasty Boys in WWF back in the day?
Nasty Boys. I
Right,
remember.
Right, he's like a
Brian
350-pound, big mullet. Look him up, Bryant Knobs. But he's originally from Allentown, Pennsylvania, and I had tickets for the Phillies versus Rays at the World Series, Game 1, and I got down there, and I was drinking a little too much. All right, so I'm probably like
rodding it up.
Roddy, I was hot rodding at that moment. All right, and anyway, so I found Brian Knobs wearing an all Rays outfit, and he was about to be interviewed by Action News.
Was he in a singlet? Was he in a
singlet?
singlet? Or was he
no,
wearing
but he had his jacket on and stuff for the Rays. Well, apparently he's a massive Rays fan. So I went down there, and Action News from Pennsylvania and Action News from Tampa was there. And the Tampa was like interviewing him stuff for that. And I came up there. I just started trolling him like, "You traitor!" And I just started yelling. And next thing you know it, Action News from Philly comes over, and me and him are face to face, getting all heated back and forth, calling him a traitor and stuff like that. They ended up calling security. I almost got kicked out of the World Series before I even went in the World Series. So, but that was all me, not him. That was a bad experience for him, not me. But yes, that was I ended up running into him later on, then, and he ended up giving me a slap in the face as say, "Oh, you're the guy from the World Series," and he like joked around, like slapped me in the face. But yeah, but. All right. You guys have any final words? This is going to be a shorter episode here because we have more to film. And any final words for this episode, guys? It was good. Different.
Yeah. No, thank you guys for watching. We're filming a couple in a row here because I'm going cross country. So stay tuned for those videos. Bargain boxing across the world or the U.S. So
I was going to say, if you guys like this type of episode, let us know down below of other people you guys like to see on the podcast. And because we are going to start reaching out and bringing some guests on here.
Cecil or Cecil Fielder is my goal. If we can get him, Jaden, and Prince on
all time.
three of them, we'll have 6 of us on here like the Brady Bunch. That'd be sick. I don't know what we'll talk about.
Okay, listen. So since we did mail-in autograph ideas, right? Like we should just try and get random people that we want like on the podcast, like. Let's just email every living member of every cast, every
Greg Ostertag. Would you guys allow Greg Ostertag if I can get him?
Hell yeah! Yes. Listen, every living cast member of the Mighty Ducks franchise. Just email all of them and see which one will come on.
The guys from Sandlot. We need the guys from Sandlot.
Or we could do AI. Or they're all with us, right? If one of them isn't with us, we could use AI.
I think we lost. I think we lost one of them. Didn't the guy from Pete and Pete? Wasn't he in Mighty Ducks and he passed away?
He's alive, bro. He's alive.
No, one of the Pete and Pete's brothers passed away.
How many Pete are there?
The Pete and Pete.
The guy did not pass away. The guy from Nickelodeon that was on all that. He's alive, bro.
Let me double check.
No, both of the Pete's are alive and well. We're not going to end saying one of the Pete's died.
Hey, Chad, I need you to do a welfare check on Pete and Pete. So there was a TV show on Nickelodeon called Pete and Pete. Are both Pete's still alive?
Both actors who played the brothers on The Adventures of Pete and Pete are alive and well.
Thank you.
Michael C. Morona, who played Big Pete, and Danny Tamarelli, played Little Pete, have continued working in entertainment and often make appearances together, especially around nostalgia events. Both are still going strong.
I apologize, Pete and Pete. If you guys want to come on the podcast, the invitation is there.
Yeah, for that now.
Let's end it. No bangers on 3, folks. Pete and Pete's still alive.
1, 2, 3.
No bangers. Pete and Pete, love it.